A Christmas game, huh? When's this video coming out? April? Yeah, I'm sure this'll do great. Six months after the release of Nights into Dreams, which proved to be the highest-selling Saturn title, SEGA would ship out a bonus disc for the game just in time for the 1996 holiday season, in the hopes of drumming up additional interest in the Saturn in time for Christmas. And it was a game that really got into the holiday spirit. Christmas Nights was never made available for basic retail purchase, instead being included in a Saturn holiday bundle in Japan, and in other regions it was given away with copies of Daytona USA, or issues of Next Generation and Sega Saturn magazine. Christmas Nights has always been a really interesting product to me. On its own, it acts as a simple demo for Nights, consisting of just a single level from the main game. But when paired with an existing save file for Nights, new content is unlocked, meaning that Christmas Nights essentially serves as both a demo disc and an expansion pack. Moreover, this bonus disc is really built around showcasing one major feature the Saturn had that neither the PS1 nor N64 did: a built-in real-time clock. The first time you boot up Christmas Nights, you're prompted to confirm the current date and time, and the game uses that information to determine which in-game events will take place. Seeing as the bonus disc was shipped out around Christmas, and given the title of the game is Christmas Nights, most people who played this back when it was new would be introduced to the Christmas Dreams campaign, featuring storybook-style artwork by Naoto Oshima, as well as what is probably the flattest narration I have ever heard.
The city is covered with Christmas decorations, and people are looking for presents for their loved ones.
Elliot and Claris again team up with Knights to retrieve a missing Christmas tree star that was stolen by one of Wise Men's Nightmarin. The story itself only consists of a single level and boss, both of which are just Claris's first level and boss from the main game, but even though Spring Valley is normally a Claris-only level, Elliot can be played here too. The level's layout is the same for both characters, but the locations of items, enemies, and ships have all been moved around when playing as Elliot. During this Christmas campaign, though, in keeping with the holiday season, the entire level will be themed in Christmas and winter imagery. Elliot and Claris are dressed in their Christmas best, and Knights is, of course, as well. Snow falls from the sky, the idea captures look like Christmas trees, the cages that you can break open for chips are now literally gift-wrapped, and the Nightopians are all dressed like little Santas. This Yuletide version of Spring Valley even receives its own Christmas-themed music. To finish the Christmas Dreams campaign, and hear the credits playing a new a cappella version of the game's main theme, you need to clear the level as both children in one sitting. However, you can't skip the ending or credits even if you've seen them before, so I quickly found myself making sure to never play both kids in one sitting after I did it 2 times or so. Christmas Nights isn't just limited to Christmas, though. It takes full advantage of the Saturn's internal clock, demonstrating new themes and events depending on the time of year or even certain specific days of the year. In the spring and summer months, the game truly does become just a demo disc for Nights into Dreams, being simply the first level playable as either character with no changes, with the Christmas storyline and ending scene replaced by a simple trailer. In January, Christmas becomes New Year's, with much of the Christmas visuals remaining, but with another new music track playing, and Elliot and Claris's outfits are now New Year's themed instead. The title screen for New Year's also sneaks in Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. For the surrounding winter months, November and February, the game is much the same as New Year's, with the exception once again being Elliot and Claris's outfits, which are now pajamas. At any point in the year, though, you can return the game to its Christmas setting by selecting it from the Presents menu, assuming you've cleared the Christmas storyline at least once already. Last but not least, if you happen to boot the game up on April 1st, everything will appear completely normal until you go to meet up with Knights at the Idea Palace and find that they've been replaced with Riala instead. That's right, Riala is playable for one day of the year, taking Knights' place. April Fools. There are even hyper-specific variations that take place at certain 5-minute windows throughout the day, so subtle that one might not even notice. Every 3 hours, for the first 5 minutes of the hour, the snowflakes that fall from the sky in any of the winter-themed spring valleys will change to different items instead, such as hearts, stars, or little candy pieces. There's even a certain 12-hour window between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day where you can catch sight of Santa's sleigh. . No matter the time of year, each time Spring Valley is completed and the boss defeated, you're given the chance to open presents, which unlock new content in the game's bonus menu. To unlock presents, the game presents a simple matching game, with the player unlocking whatever bonus mode or feature the matched images represent. The player is given only a handful of tries each time, with the number slightly increasing as more presents are unlocked, although the number of pictures to flip over increases as well. If at any point, however, the player flips over a Reala picture instead, any remaining chances are forfeit, requiring you to replay Spring Valley again to replenish your chances. Thankfully, any Reala pictures will disappear from the current pool as soon as they're revealed, so the player can eliminate them all from the board completely if they just keep at it long enough. But I swear, the number of times Reala was the first or second picture I picked. Oh my god. These presents, in a way, form the actual content of this bonus disc. The majority of the unlockables in the game's galleries are simple pictures or trailers, but there are a handful that add new gameplay modes or features. The first is called simply Karaoke, and that's pretty self-explanatory. It's a karaoke version of NiGHTS' main vocal theme, Dreams Dreams. And, well, I don't really care about this one. Karaoke is a much bigger cultural staple in Japan than it is in the West, which is all well and good, but even so, Dreams Dreams, as a song, I've always thought was aggressively cutesy and saccharine. It's just a bit cringe, as the kids might say. NiGHTS has a lot of great music, but its main theme is one that I've always been very mixed on. There's two different unlockable play modes as well, Time Attack and Link Attack, that task you with playing Spring Valley under two different conditions. Link Attack mode tests you to see how many laps you can do without breaking your combo, and Time Attack mode has you trying to break the current speed record. Time Attack mode was something that was planned for the main game, but it was dropped because the dev team worried the players would just fly in a straight line the whole time. Here, they solved that issue by requiring you to also pick up every item and fly through every hoop in order for your time to be logged. Unfortunately, both Time Attack and Link Attack only cover one level, and only the first lap of the level at that. The next two unlockables, the Melody Box and NiGHTopian Collection, kinda go hand in hand. The NiGHTopians are the little virtual pet things that inhabit every level, and depending on how each one feels about you, the level's music will change in real time to reflect this. The NiGHTopian Collection is where having an existing NiGHTS save file on your console really comes into use, as it allows you to quickly view each NiGHTopian's mood in each level, even the levels that aren't on the bonus disc. Similarly, the Melody Box allows you to theoretically rearrange the NiGHTopian's mood to hear how it would affect the music, and then you can play that music on a test run of Spring Valley. Lastly, we have what's probably the most interesting bonus feature, Sonic into Dreams. In this mode, you play through Spring Valley as Sonic the Hedgehog. Since Sonic can't fly, he must explore the level on foot, collecting enough chips to open the idea captures through simple running and jumping. In terms of movement, Sonic is pretty much just a skin for Elliot and Claris, but with his speed greatly increased. He can't roll into a ball, but he still performs his signature spin jump and can even triple jump like the kids can. Upon finishing the level, Sonic fights what would normally be the boss of Splash Garden, but instead of Puffy, it's Dr. Eggman, although the strategy to defeat him is pretty much exactly the same. And while Sonic into Dreams is the most interesting bonus feature, as I said, it's really not all that great as, a game. Just like when you're playing as Elliot or Claris in the base game, the camera during the Sonic into Dreams segment isn't great. It turns way too slow and is positioned way too low to the ground. In fact, it seems to want to point at the ground a lot of the time. This mode is really nothing special, it's just something neat to check out once or twice. But it is a neat little Easter egg, and is significant in that it's the first time Sonic was ever playable in full 3D, predating both Sonic Jam and Sonic R by about a year. Something I couldn't help but notice about these presents, and perhaps you've noticed as well just by hearing me describe them, is that a lot of them feel like features that should have just been in the base game to begin with. One of my only big criticisms about NiGHTS was its scarcity of content. The game is only 7 levels in total and can easily be finished in less than an hour, with no bonus features other than a sound test and a one-note multiplayer mode. Sure, we don't need the karaoke or Sonic modes, but Time Attack, Melody Box, and especially the NiGHTopian viewer are things that really should have been here from the start. Being able to view all your NiGHTopians and their current moods all at once is such a useful feature that I fully believe it was only cut from the main game due to time constraints. The NiGHTS HD Remaster and the Japanese PS2 remake it's based on certainly seem to agree, as it included the Christmas Dreams, Nightopian Viewer, and much of the picture galleries as unlockables. They even integrated the calendar events into the main game, along with a few new ones, such as Valentine's and Halloween decorations. The Karaoke, Link Attack, Time Attack, and Sonic modes are all limited to this little Saturn demo disc, though. I'm glad we got this stuff eventually, but the only other instance I can think of where cut content was externally patched into a game months after the fact was Sonic & Knuckles, which leads me to wonder if this is just a Sonic Team thing. As I am prone to do, I choose to blame Yuji Naka. I don't know why, I just think it's probably his fault. All in all, Christmas Nights is just a cool little gimmicky add-on for Nights into Dreams. Its existence just reminds me of what the gaming scene was like prior to the advent of DLC and microtransactions. Back then, if a game received new content, it was through expansion packs and bonus discs, things that either made sure to include enough content to justify their additional price tag, and if they couldn't, they would be given away for free with something else. There's just something so inherently nostalgic about this little bonus disc. And I didn't grow up with NiGHTS or a Sega Saturn. I didn't play the game at all until the HD Remaster in 2012, and I didn't own a Saturn until years after that. But as I look through the galleries I got from the game's presence, seeing all the artwork and posters and watching the trailers, there is a sort of nostalgia and wistfulness to it all. It reminds me of a time in the industry where Sonic Team was an almost universally respected dev studio, and people talked about them as though everything they touched turned to gold. Probably my favorite pieces in the gallery are when they show off all this NiGHTS merchandise and memorabilia from the time, and it's presented with such a charm and enthusiasm that, despite the blatant commercialism of it all, actually kinda made me smile. It felt like Sonic Team was genuinely proud of themselves, a feeling I never quite got from their Sonic output before this. Sonic Team was starting to realize the impact they had on Sega and on the industry at large. Much like the holiday itself, Christmas Nights just feels cozy, making it a great little tradition to return to year after year.